nothing, nothing.
Ooh, hey baby, love you too. You the first one here. Oh my goodness. I gave up trying to work on that video. I pulled a couple up from the internet. This is ridiculous. Hi QT. Hi Charles. Welcome back. Hello, protected by God. Hi Royal D. Haven't seen you in a minute. How y'all doing today? I hope everybody's doing fine. I hope everyone's doing fine. Hi, C. Gonzalez. Yes. Hey, Lily. Hi, Dawn. Oh, bless your heart. Thank you. Yes, I don't have as much tea as yesterday. I'm not covering a whole lot of bases, but I am talking about something that needs to be talked about. For real, for real. Faith, hey, Faith, how are you? I am in NA right now. See, okay, sweetheart. Okay, Uncle Barry, you in the house? Say hello to everybody. He's downstairs. He stays out of my way. I've been grappling and struggling man, I'm still trying to get this computer thing done right. I have been struggling with the software that's giving me the blues. Yeah, Uncle Barry, you are being spoken to. You got to say hi. He did say hi at the very beginning. Maybe he stuck his phone in his pocket and kept it pushing. He don't be paying attention to this. Oh, but I hope y'all are doing well. Sorry, I am in an NA meeting right now. See you in a minute. Okay, Charles. I look forward to seeing you. Yes, y'all just come on in. Happy Wednesday to you too, Daphne. Yes, welcome everyone. Hi, Brenda. Oh my God, you did, Charles. I'm so jealous. I need to come down there where you are just to go to the slot machines with you. Because I never have no luck at the slot machines. I get so mad. I lose 20, 30, $40 and I just have an attitude. Man, Charles be hitting them jackpots. He be winning. Him and Jess. I am so jealous. I ain't gonna lie. Isn't that wonderful, see? Man. Oh, you've been saying it's Wednesday. You've been saying Thursday all day, Faith. I've had them kind of days too. I wish it was Thursday. That would mean tomorrow's Friday. Ah, I'm with you there, QT. I don't have that kind of luck. When I play with the concept I'm just going to have fun because I know I ain't gonna win. And once I'm down, I get an attitude and say, what did I use that for anyway? Okay. Urban said Auntie Maud's chat. Wow, news to me. Are you talking about what's in the title today, Urban? Yes, this is a very sad story. Very sad. And it needs to be talked about. QT, Blackjack. Blackjack is my game. I know that's right. Yeah, it's sad. This is happening too much. Way too much. Trying to let more people get in here. so we can talk about it. Absolutely. So I've been trying to kind of keep up to date with the Diddy thing today, but I've really been working on this more. I am too, Faith. I am too. I still got a lot to do this weekend just to play catch up. But yeah, I got to get my affairs in order with regard to my business. I just, man, I done just kind of let that, I do what I do every day, but there's other stuff I'm supposed to do behind the scenes that I need to get back on my grind. Daphne says I played $10 and won 5,000 and I quit and was ready to go, but my sister wasn't having that. Oh, child, I'm with you on that one, Daphne. If I'd have won 5 grand after playing $10, man, I'd have ran home. My sister was still here. She'd have to, hey, drive later. You can be here on your own. Ooh, it's some crazy things going on in that. Isn't that the truth protected by God? You talking about Diddy, right? C. Gonzalez says, I had a friend who won things she didn't even pursue. She walked in a business with me and won 1K and a cruise for being the 100th person through the door. Now that's a blessing. Hi, Eye of Crystal. Man, see, I can't get that kind of luck. And I don't really believe in luck. I believe in blessings, but I don't get them kind of blessings. Man. Hi, Retreader. My goodness. Can you imagine walking through a door and all these streamers start coming down? You're the 100th person in here. You win $1,000 and a cruise. Sign me up. Sign me up. I don't get it. I don't get it like that. But I got a sandwich. I'll be grateful for my Subway. Who is calling me? I'm sorry. Hold on just a second. She doesn't seem to understand. Sorry about that. That was some urgent business that had to be tended to. If it ain't one thing, it's another. So, what is the T? Okay. Let's see. Let me go back up to everybody that I missed when that call came in. Okay. Eye of Crystal, Urban, Retretta, Protected by God, QT. James Scott. How are you, sweetie? Good to see you. Hi, Angelina Harris. I love you too. C. Gonzalez said, yes, there were streamers and we were afraid at first. Yeah, that would catch me off guard. I have Crystal says, we can see you, LOL. I know. I had to pick up the phone. It was kind of an emergency. C. Gonzalez left us with a joke. Joke, why did the hairdresser win the race? Let's see if he gave us if we got he knew a shortcut. Okay, okay. We got a comedian in the house. Protected by God said, Auntie Mickey, I believe Diddy is the feds, and here's why. The prosecutors dropped 2 or 3 of the charges initially that they had filed. Then, on top of that, Diddy defense lawyers did not have anyone. But, protected by God, there was an update on that. There's an update on that. They didn't quite drop charges, they streamlined them, if that makes any sense. I think that, well, that's how it was explained online. That yeah, that because a lot of people are thinking that he's bound to you know end up relying on a pardon from Trump. I don't think so. I don't think so. To speak on this behalf, it's a dead cat on the line somewhere, and he the dead cat. Man, nobody could come forward for him. He didn't even come forward for himself. Make that make sense. Faith said, your platform is a huge blessing. You see how many people love you. Thank you, Faith. Yes, I do. I am so grateful. I am so grateful. And you guys are giving me every reason to keep it pushing. For real. I can remember I was on here with 8 people in my chat. And I'm like, okay, things got to get better. I can't just sit and talk to 8 people. But yes, thank you guys so much. I love you guys back. Hi, Tawana. How are you? Okay, LaWanda Jackson says, Auntie and Mickey chats, what up? Kawana says, hello, Auntie Mickey. Hi, Kawana. C. Gonzalez, his punchline. He knew a shortcut. Hi, Holly. Hello, sweetie. Hi, really dope. Hello, LT. Glad to see you. Urban Media says you must be the first to report this, Auntie. I don't think I am, but I'm sure that I know that they reported it on her site because she was a YouTuber. But I haven't seen anyone else talking about this in terms of other content creators. And it's important. It's very important to touch on this subject because this is getting out of hand. It really is. In this particular case, this young lady unalived herself. And that's, my heart goes out to her husband. Hi, Alfreda. Oh, it is so sad. You guys hit that like button if you can get a chance. Um, if you can't, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I know how sometimes it's hard, especially if you're watching on a television. There's a certain way you have to go about doing it. Hi, Monsieur. Hey, Catherine. Great to see you too, Monsieur. So, yeah, I'm going to give us some more time and I'm going to adjust in this chair. I need something else to sit on. This chair ain't cutting it. Blessed by God. How are you? Good to see you, sweetheart. Man, I wonder if there's another pillow in here. This pillow ain't cutting it. And I'm not sitting on no books. This chair is just way too low for this desk. No, dear, I didn't. Lawanda, I didn't get your email. I haven't had a chance to check it today. I've been going through a lot today and yesterday. I've got other emails like Urban. I've got some emails that I got to check out from her as well. And I apologize. I have been able to keep up with my business and YouTube. So please forgive me. I'll try to get to that tonight, sweetheart. Absolutely. Add a patio pillow. That's a good idea. I don't have any patio pillows. Maybe I need to go buy some. Me too, Lily. I believe if I had a choice between Trump freeing somebody, between R. Kelly and Diddy, I'd have to go with R. Kelly. I mean, they're both despicable, but if I had to make a choice, first of all, R. Kelly done served some time. Diddy ain't served enough time for all the stuff he's done. Because they both go way, way back doing what they do. That's kind of a, now that I think about it, that would be a hard decision to make. R. Kelly is, ugh. Because he was fooling with them little girls. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Lawanda. I had to rethink that one. Neither. They pretty much the same to me. Despicable. Yeah. But, hopefully. Oh, you called it out yesterday about Diddy going free? He ain't going free, boo boo. I don't think he going free. Auntie, QT says, Auntie, get an isokinetic cushion for your chair. It will raise you up in the chair. Thank you. I need that advice. Thank you, QT. I'll look into that. Can I order one off of Amazon, you think? I think I'll look that up on Amazon and have them give me a couple of them because I am way up in this chair with these pillows. It just doesn't bring me up high enough. Oh, Charles, thank you so much for the $10 super sticker. Congratulations in your latest winnings. Man, oh man, if I had that kind of woo-wee, I wouldn't be on YouTube. I'd be at the casino. God knows. He knows where I'd be. That's why he got me right here. Oh, Angelina, you said who was unalived? Uh, Her name is Michaela Rains. She was a YouTuber. And she unalived herself. Eye of Crystal says Amazon got everything, including bean pies. I don't know if I want any Amazon bean pies. I have a hard time eating sweet potato pie from a store. So bean pie, no, I'll pass. When I see the brothers on the corner with the bow ties selling bean pies, I'm like, no, thank you. God bless you. Assalamu alaikum. But I don't want no bean pie. You look nice in your suit, but I don't want no bean pie. I'll pass. Oh, there he goes again. Charles trying to give me an aneurysm now. He done dropped another $10 super sticker. Thank you, my love. Thank you. That is my brother, dear. Thank you so much. Man, oh man. How lucky can you get to just, and again, I don't agree with luck. I don't believe in luck, but I can't help but say that word right now. Charles is the luckiest man I know at the casino. Between him and Jess, I don't know who's got the most, him or Jess. And Charles, his life is so carefree. He don't have to check into no job. The man is fly, driving a fly vehicle, and he's just living his best life. Oh, okay. I have Crystal says why she unalive herself. I'm gonna go off into that. I'm gonna definitely go off into that, Crystal. They'll be wrapped up like a Patty LaBelle pie. Oh my God. You know what? I tried Patty LaBelle's sweet potato pie. I love Patty, but I can't get with her potato pie. I'm sorry. Her peach cobbler, it's okay. It's really, really, really too sweet for me and too doughy at the bottom. Maybe it's, thank you, Lawanda. That's what I believe in. Blessings. But Patty's peach cobbler is too doughy at the bottom, and the potato pie just don't. It's something missing. It's just, wait a minute. Here we go with Charles again, trying to give me an aneurysm. Did I get him? Wait, one, two, three, three $10 super stickers. Charles. Ding, 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 ding. I guess I done got my potluck today. My jackpot, not potluck. I got food on the brain. I agree, protected by God. I mean, if we're talking about Miss Patty's baked goods, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Give me some homemade, not in a factory, and I'm good. We need good music. Yes, we do. I wish I could play music on this platform. I really do. Exactly, C. Gonzalez. That's how I feel too. Patty needs some help on them pod. Yes, a lot of it. I don't know if this is even her recipe anymore, because I remember tasting one of her pies in the beginning when she first started marketing them, and they were decent. They wasn't the best, but to be store bought, it was good. But over time, mm-mm. Yes, I am cool with the pies and the peach cobbler. And I think she doesn't she make a blackberry cobbler too? Mm-mm. Yeah. Okay, Brother Charles, please don't give me no more aneurysms today. Thank you so much, Brother dear. I guess I opened up a can of worms. No, 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 you didn't. No, you didn't. Not at all. Thank God they don't taste like a can of worms. Oh, dang. I need some salt and pepper for this sandwich. I got me a Subway. My husband brought it home. I haven't had nothing to eat. Oh my goodness. That's all they put on here was tuna and mayonnaise. I ain't trying to be picky, but Can I get a little bit more something? Maybe some onions? Yes, you are absolutely right, QT. Those pies make your glucose go up. You are so right. Hi, Letha. Fonda's in the house. Yes, yes, yes. Fonda is my comedian. Had me howling. I mean, hollering. I was watching the replay from last night. I had to chuckle because Fonda got jokes. Okay, Dawn, you got a chicken salad sandwich on lightly toasted bun. Crystal has, I'm having catfish, mac and cheese, and greens. That's what I'm talking about. Whew, make me speak in tongues. No, I'm not going to stop, Fonda. You be having me howling. I'm telling you the truth. You be having me howling. I was looking at that replay and I got so tickled with something you said. Yes, doesn't that sound good, Dawn? Oh my goodness. Well, let me see if this tea is too hot. Excuse me, went down the wrong way. Hi, prophetic proverbs. How are you, sweetheart? Good to see you, love. Don Beard says Arby has the best chicken salad sandwich. I've never had one from Arby. Hi, Jess. You want my sandwich? I'll trade. Oh, sweetheart, I probably would like to, but I can't. C. Gonzalez says, I'm drinking an avocado and fruit smoothie. Ooh, that sounds so good. That sounds healthy too. Yes, Faith, Fonda is off the chain. I love me some Fonda. She had me rolling, rolling. Mm, sound like a dude there. Ooh wee. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Should have never messed up my voice. Hey, Rose. How are you? Oh, goodness. Booty hurt. I am so sorry. Man, no, that ain't gonna fit. I need a new chair. Something that's gonna be a little bit higher or a different desk, one of the two. But I like this desk. I put them both together. I don't want all that work on the waste. Yeah, chicken salad sandwich from Arby's. We got an Arby's right down the hill from my house. I'm gonna have to check that out. I used to love me some Arby's back in the day. I really did. Them roast beef sandwiches were kicking. Absolutely. All right. Thank you, Urban. Matter of fact, hold on just a second. I gotta stand up and fix this issue. Okay, that might be a little bit better. Oh, wait, not much, but a little bit. I just need a cushion or a different pillow, one of the two. Hi, Holly. How are you? Are you going to make it tonight with this little issue? Of course. I sure will, Wanda. Hi, Camille. Hi, Laverne. Hi, Barbara. Barbara says, I just don't like those Patty LaBelle pies. Yeah, I'm not playing with them anymore. Hey, Skitlanta. How you doing, sweetie? Yeah, I've been checking you out with your Diddy commentary self. Go ahead, girl. I want to, now that you're here, Skitlanta, I want you to drop your link in the chat so people in the chat can go check your channel out. That's what I like to do here. I like to support other content creators. Oh, thank you. Thank you, my love. Thank you. I've been watching your videos too. So yes, I would, if you could drop your link in the chat, uh, either now or before you leave, that would be great. I would love for everybody to go and check you out. There you go. Right there. It's Skitlanta commentary. My nerve pain watching you hurt. I'm good, Urban. Thank you, sweetheart. I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be fine. So, uh, there's just a couple of little things. Booty issues. You're welcome, Skitlanta. Faith, you crazy too. Booty issues. Well, you know what? At least ain't I ain't got no what do they call it? Lack of booty flu. I got plenty back there to substantiate what's happening. There's lack of nookie flu and then there's lack of booty flu. I have neither. Neither. Oh boy. So, just to address a couple of short issues, maybe one or two. I think we just talked about Diddy. I did, last I saw, Tamla Man. Tamla Man sick? You know what, Angelina? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to stop what I was talking about. Online bullying is something you else and wrong. I'm not quite understanding that one, Skitlanta. If you could rewrite that. Angelina says, Auntie, did you hear about Tamala Man being sick? I saw a thumbnail. I thought it was one of them fake reports to get people to click on the video because the thumbnail didn't even look real. But she's really sick? I hope not. I really hope not. Thank you, C. Gonzalez, for subscribing to Skitlanta's channel. I encourage all of you that can to go over and check out her content. And she's good people. She's real good people. Yes. Yes, I did see a thumbnail saying that, well, it was a thumbnail with a picture of David Mann, her husband. And then there was a picture of her, one of them fake looking people laying in a hospital bed. It didn't even look like her. And, but I didn't really take it seriously because there's so many videos on YouTube right now that they create all kind of crazy stories to make it look real, and it turns out to be clickbait, or it turns out to be something that's not true. But if she's sick, I'm definitely praying for her. I love some Tamala Man. That woman can sing. Oh my God. Bootsy. Faith said Bootsy. Oh, okay, Skitland. I see. I was just saying online bullying is wrong. It certainly is. It most definitely is. And it's starting to get way out of hand. Um, which is going to bring me into this first thing that I want to talk about. Yesterday on my live, I was talking about Maggie because Maggie had lost 3 channels. Okay, thank you, Angelina. Thank you so much. Um, I was talking about Maggie because I almost said Angie. Lord Jesus. Maggie lost 3 of her channels. And she was crying on the last, I think the last video I saw of her, she was crying because she lost 2. And she was crying on a live stream that was on the 3rd one. And I then learned last night that after the 3 were shut down, she started up a 4th one. I don't know about you, but I did not feel bad, not one bit, that her channels got struck down because her content, as far as I could tell, has always been just getting at other people, other content creators, just constantly beefing. Beef, 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 and then playing the victim uh, when something happens. And God ain't in that. Angelina said she's very sick. Her husband was asking for prayer for her on YouTube. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Holly. Thank you. You subscribed to Skitlanta? Hi, Cora. How are you? So, like I was saying, I'm not going to double down because I did kind of go left on Maggie because Maggie been talking a lot of stuff, and not just about me, but other people. And but now, y'all let me know if I'm right or wrong. Okay. Thank you, Holly. Thank you so much. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong. Hi, Kathy. If you lose your channel, are you allowed to then make another channel and put your old content that has been terminated onto the new channel? Is that allowed by YouTube? Hi, Bless Jackson. Faye says, well, they canceled their tour and said they tried to do everything to keep it, but they couldn't. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry to hear that. That woman can sing. Faith says you gave her the business last night. I did. So Urban, is that true? They can do that? Because I was under the impression that if you're terminated off of YouTube, you can't come back with another channel. Unless of course you're using someone else's name. But I'm talking about just the content. If you've had a video on, let's just say, for instance, your first channel and you moved it, right? You can have as many channels as you like, but I'm saying once you lose those channels, how can you start up a new one and take content from one of the channels that's been stricken and taken away and put it on the new channel? Okay, Skitlanta says, I'm not sure if it's allowed, but they do it all the time. Recycled material without altering it will get flagged. That's not right. I just don't think that's right to reuse content. Now you're striking people for using your content, but yeah, and I understand Faith, the backup channels. I understand that. You have one main channel, then you make a backup channel and make another backup channel. I understand that. But when you lose all of them, and then you open up a fourth one and pull content from one of those channels that were stricken, kicked to the curb, bye bye. If the channel is deleted, there is no way to say it's the same. Hmm, that's interesting. That is very interesting. She was trying to get watch hours on her old stuff to get monetized. Yes. Hi, Luscious L. Boy, YouTube got some work to do. That's all I can say. Okay. Okay. All that happens is whomever got it deleted, see it, they will file another report. Because she done come back with a fourth one. She learned she lost three and came back with a fourth. But her content hasn't changed. She's still, well, let me just put it like this. The videos that are part of the reason that took her down in the first place are the same videos playing on this new one. Going after people, going after people, going after people, and just dragging people, just constantly beef, 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 beef. I did? Oh, well, she won't get that benefit again, Urban. See, I'm new to this thing. Okay. At that point, they have to get a clue about what they are doing is wrong. You would think so, but some people just don't get it. Her videos are, they could be, well, it depends on if you're one of the victims that she's going after. They can be harmful. That's why I wrote uh, this title, because we all know that Mr. Trump put in that takedown law a few weeks ago, I believe, and content that's getting too much can be taken down if it's too offensive. YouTube might want to take a look at updating their policies. They may want to take a look at updating their policies because there's too much harm happening to content creators as a result of online bullying, and everybody doesn't take it the same. C. Gonzalez said Maggie is the proverbial bucket crab. She wants to pull everybody down. And that's correct. That is correct. Very spiteful, and you feel her strife against those on her list. Exactly, Holly. Exactly. I mean, as far as she was concerned, I was a piece of excrement. Okay, can you come up with another word, please? But tell me the reason. Besides, I'm not even with that individual anymore. Now what? Yes, they do need to update their policies because something gonna happen one day and somebody gonna turn around and sue YouTube. Correct, Skitlanta, and I agree with that. But this tit for tat between content creators is gotten crazy. I'm sure you guys are aware of the couple that was unalived on the Las Vegas Strip of a couple weeks ago by a rival content creator that they had been beefing with for a couple of years. And dude walked up to him, boom, 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 gone. I thought that family that just lost their loved ones in Nevada was going to sue them. I haven't heard anything about that, love. I don't know. I agree with that, Faith. They're not gonna let that they're not gonna let that live long on there. Yeah. So that is so true, Fonda. The world is just messy. But a lot of people don't know how to navigate through that kind of vitriol. I choose to ignore it. Sometimes I'll clown her right back, but it's just I'm not quite clear on what YouTube's boundaries are. Of course they do, Chad. They're gonna always cover their own butt. Definitely. So how you doing, Chad? Haven't seen you in a while. Oh, wait a minute. Was it someone else? Haven't seen you in a bit. I hope you're doing well. Long time no see. Hi, Norvis Parker. So, that's a good way to get into this topic. Uh, Skitlanta says, I saw another content creator unalive his wife over the internet. Then, then when cops caught him in her car, unalived himself. People be going too much for views on these platforms. You got that right. You got that right. My God. Hi, Anthony. Anthony, my time. How are you, sweetie? Oh, well. Well, going after her income is enough to make somebody go one sided. True. That's true. But she picked the wrong one when she started messing with Danny. She picked the wrong one and wouldn't let up. Good to see it. Good to see it, Anthony. Anthony is fantastic. Yes, this is another brother that has some very good content. His channel is all about the Lord. So if you want to hear about the Lord and study that Bible, that's the man to go to. Catherine, her name was Michaela Rains, and I'm gonna go off into that in a little bit. Okay. Matter of fact, I can get started right now. I have, if I just stop reading the chat, maybe I'll get started. Hold on just a second. I'm going to pull something up for you guys. Now, please forgive me. I'm still trying to get this StreamYard thing done right. So let me share this with you. Okay, so this is taken from The Cut. This young lady here, she was a YouTuber. Her name is Michaela Rains. She was 29 years old, beautiful young lady. And the name of her channel was Save a Fox. And that's what her mission in life was. She went out saving not just foxes, but animals, all kinds of animals. And she suffered from some issues. And here, I'll just read this to you. It says, last week, animal activist and wildlife rehabilitator Michaela Rains, who rose to prominence through her Minnesota-based rescue organization Save a Fox and its accompanying YouTube channel, died by, you know what, at the age of 29. She took her own life, y'all. She took her own life. Rains founded Save a Fox, a nonprofit dedicated to the rescue and rehabilitation of foxes from fur farms in Lakeville, Minnesota in 2017, and later opened a larger operation in Rice County after permit issues over the number of foxes in her care. These foxes needed a place to go, so I wanted to make that happen, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to do that, she told WCCO in 2019. Michaela's husband, Ethan Rains, with whom she shared one daughter, announced the news of her death in an emotional video posted to the nonprofit's Facebook on Monday. He described Michaela as a wonderful wife and caring mother who dedicated her life to helping animals, whether it was helping a snapping turtle cross the road or saving 500 foxes from a terrible fur farm. In the video, Ethan addressed Michaela's lifelong struggles with autism, depression, borderline personality disorder, and more, and her difficulty grappling with years of online bullying from a group of people throwing dirt on her and the rescue organization. Most of these people, most of these are people she knew, and some of them are other animal sanctuaries, he said. They consistently spread ridiculous claims and rumors. She couldn't bear what she was feeling any longer, and she ended her life, he continued, through tears. I wish you understood that words do have real and terrible consequences. If you only have negative garbage to say, just shut up. Though Rains did not explicitly name the sources of the negative online commentary, a Save a Fox Shark subreddit that's currently set to private appears to have been scrubbed since the news of Michaela's death. Rains says he plans to carry on the nonprofit's mission to rescue fur foxes and animals in his wife's honor. As long as you guys will continue to support all of us here at Save a Fox, we will keep pushing forward. I'm confident we can bring more light to this world, and we'll be doing it for Michaela. Yeah, that is so sad. Very sad. So, hi, Carmela. Hi, Lady of Elegance. So, uh, the next video I would like to share with you is actually her husband. Anthony just said, some people use YouTube as a way of therapy, but it can be too much for those who take YouTube too serious and it takes them over the edge. And you are absolutely correct. Depression is real. Been there, done that. Let's see, what else do we have here? Norvis Parker says, I prefer you greeting your audience. Newsworthy topics, important as well. I enjoy this group. Thank you, Norvis. Yes, sit down and take a seat and enjoy. Enjoy what we got going here. Yeah, let's see how far I've gotten. Okay. But some of y'all, give me what your thoughts would be about this. I just think it's awful. I think it's awful that people don't take under consideration what other people are really going through when they're attacked, especially those that have not attacked you. It's one thing to rebuttal or clap back, as we call it. It's one thing to clap back at somebody that starts a beef with you. But to go after someone who is not bothering you at all. Yes, Faith, you're right. Faith said, I didn't even know the story, but it just sounded like it was other underlying issues. Exactly, Faith. Exactly. LaWanda said, quick update. The black teen who, unlike unlike another student at a track meet in Frisco, Texas, has been indicted. You mean unalived another student? Is that what you're saying, LaWanda? Yeah. Wow. It, uh, that's crazy. That is a perfect example right there, Eye of Crystal. And we were going to talk about that movie too, which is another thing we need to dive into today, is to talk about this movie, Straw, because the character that Taraji Henderson played was already dealing with life, and life dealt her something, and there was just too much. That straw broke. So when we get a chance, oh, it's okay, sweetie. I know what you meant, love. It, nowadays, especially, you got to be careful. Yes, yes, she did, Anthony. She sure did. She acted her tail off on that one. And Tyler Perry, Tyler Perry did a wonderful job in directing it as well. I believe he wrote that screenplay, if I'm not mistaken. But it was, man, it was good. Faith says, I'm sorry, you got to have tough skin to be on YouTube. That's just like celebrities with all these bizarre stories about them. Exactly. Exactly, Faith. You have to have a tough skin. And how I cope with it, I just don't look at what they talking about. If I don't hear it, I ain't gonna trip. But now, every now and then, something will drop in my feed, especially if my name has been hashtagged or something. I guess that's how they get your attention. I'll look at it and I'll be like, what? And you know that my flesh makes me clap back. And sometimes it's not in a good way. But, you know, that's what they get a kick out of. But, the people that do it and then they want to claim like they're the victim when you clap back at them. I don't know what you a victim about now. You started this. Yeah. Eye of Crystal says she put her foot in it. 5 days of filming. Yes, and that's not very much time. That's not very much time at all. Yes, absolutely. Skitlana she made a very valid point. Brought light to real struggle of a black woman and when they finally break mentally. That is for sure. That is the bottom line right there. So, but it's not just her. It's not it's not just the young lady who unalived herself because she's gone. She's not left here to struggle any longer, but she leaves family, people that loved her, a daughter, a husband. I'm sure her parents are still alive. Well, yeah, Fonda, it can get offensive when you clap back, but sometimes clapping back is the only thing you can do to put them at rest. You know what I'm saying? That's all I know. Otherwise, I ignore them, and if I clap back, then I clap back. and I'm sure they want to clap back to my clap back. But yeah, sometimes I must admit, I know I got offensive last night. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Because, she's got her little problems too. But again, most of her problems she created herself. Exactly. I have crystals. Sometimes they don't know they're broken. Faith said, I think that old girl knows she messed up badly. She did it to herself. Her words about you don't mean anything, Auntie. Exactly. Exactly. Absolutely. Fonda said, well, sometimes you got to let people know who you are. Exactly. But my best resort is to just don't look at their content because it's not content, you know. Skitlanta says correct. It's also the ones they leave behind. They continue to live with the pain. People have to learn compassion as well as discernment. And it's really sad because based on what I'm hearing about this young lady, she was attacked by not just other, I mean, she was attacked by people she knew and people that she thought were friends. That's the saddest part about it. I don't care if I don't know you and you talking about me, whatever. But if I have a relationship with you and you come at me like that on a platform such as this, I'm going to feel some kind of way about it. Anthony says, I first started YouTube. Those trolls and haters used to get to me, but I relaunched a year ago and realized I can not only block them on live, but they donated to my watch time and helped me get monetized. Amen to that, Anthony. That's how I looked at trolls when they want to come into the chat. You just giving me watch hours. Thank you. So you can't really pay too much to the chat. I sometimes find myself paying too much attention to the chat and not to the content, you know. But as I had stated, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share this other video with you because I think it's important to hear from her husband. Hold on just a second. Okay, here we go. Hold on a second. Let me I'm sorry about that. Let me play this. Sorry about the ad. Hold up, y'all can't hear? No sound? Oh my goodness, hold on. It's all the way up. Lord have mercy. Did you guys hear any of it? No sound at all? You don't hear that at all? Lord have mercy. I hear it. Okay. I can't use my mic. My mic is in my ears. I mean, my mic. Nope. Can't do that. Okay. Let me try this again. Good grief. If it ain't one thing, it's another. This is the kind of thing that ticks me off. Okay. Saber Fox. Let's try this again. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear this. I'm about to start it again. Tell me if you can hear this.
Hi, everyone. I just want to start this video out by saying parental advisory. This is not a video for children. And a trigger warning. Some of the things you're about to hear are going to be triggering for some people. I don't have approval from the board to make this video, but I have to say what needs to be said. I have to. This is a video I never planned on making, and it's completely devastating having to sit down and write this out. But a couple days ago, Michaela Rains passed away. This is the most hurtful and difficult time of my life, so please bear with me as I try to read this through the tears. Michaela was the most bright and shining example of what you could accomplish if you really set your mind to something. She was never held back by ideas that everyone else considered unrealistic. As many of you know, she was on the autism spectrum, and while that made her life very difficult, it allowed her to hyper-focus on one thing, and that one thing was obviously animals. From a young age, she dedicated every waking hour of her life to helping them, whether it was helping a snapping turtle cross the road or saving 500 foxes from a terrible fur farm. She was never in it for fame, money, or personal gain. She was truly one of the most selfless people I have ever known. She put the animals' well-being over her own time and time again. She would forgo sleep, eating, and showering if there was an animal that needed her help. And it was not just foxes. I've seen her help birds, reptiles, sheep, squirrels. I truly believe when it came to animals, she could do anything. She would build the strongest bonds with all of the animals here, constantly working to earn their trust and create a lasting connection. Every single animal here just lost their best friend. And over the course of her life, she was responsible for saving into the 4 figures of animals, and all of your support made that possible. She would always love the letters that you would send, the pictures and paintings that the children made, and the kind words and comments in your posts. Her words were heard by millions and has affected more lives personally than I could ever hope to count. She was not just a rescuer, but an advocate. Her legacy.
Okay, you guys can't hear it again? We can hear Auntie. No sound at all? Okay. Which is it? Can you guys hear? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear. Okay. Okay, I'll continue. Okay.
Is Save a Fox. And despite her being the most important part of that, I am not going to let it stop here. I will do whatever I can to see Save a Fox keep moving forward to save as many lives as possible. I gave Michaela all of my love and energy, and I will do the same with this rescue going forward. As long as you are all here to support us, we can do this. And I will try to keep the content coming since that is such an important part of our funding. As long as you all can continue donating, interacting online, buying merch, and coming here for tours, we can continue to help the many helpless animals that need us and educate and bring awareness to everyone. This is what Michaela would want.
Ever wondered what your home looks like from space? Enter your address and get a 360-degree satellite view.
And I have to see her goals and dreams be realized. Aside from being the amazing superhero of animals, Michaela was also a wonderful wife and a caring mother. Every day I would wake up to a list from her on exactly what we needed to accomplish in the day. Her work ethic was, for lack of better words, relentless. But we did everything together. Despite her pouring out all of her love for the animals, she still found some love to give to me. I have never shared a bond with anyone the way I have with her. We spent nearly every moment of every day together. And now half of me is missing. Sorry. She had so many lofty goals and aspirations, and she would push and push until it got done. But despite all of this, she was a best friend to Freya. And every day she would teach her how to interact with, respect, and care for the animals here. They would go on pony rides together, swing in the fox yards, and take care of Freya's little cockroaches. The first thing Freya would want every morning is mommy. But through all of this, for her entire life, she struggled. She struggled with autism, with depression, with borderline personality disorder, and more. She was always in and out of different kinds of therapy, trying various mood stabilizers and meds, but nothing really seemed to help. Simple tasks were hard for her. Looking at her from the outside, you could never tell what was going on in her head, but even just socializing would send her over the edge. Looking at a cluttered restaurant menu would make her just want to leave. And wearing the jeans that she loved would give her so many sensory problems that it could ruin her entire day. And if you follow her personal page, she loved helping educate people about the problems that she and others faced on a daily basis. She would stay up late at night writing away about things out of her control and how she would attempt to cope with them. She made posts and discussed autism awareness so that it could be spread and help everyone understand just how difficult life can be for those on the spectrum. And she was so sensitive to everything, which is a double-edged sword because on one hand, it allowed her endless empathy for those in her care, but it also means that she took everything negative to heart. And now I want to talk about how words, whether spoken in person or written online, can affect someone. For a few years, a group of people had been throwing dirt on Michaela's name and the rescue. Most of these are people she knew, and some of them are other animal sanctuaries. They consistently spread ridiculous claims and rumors, and being the sensitive human that she was, Michaela took it all to heart. And it hurt her. It hurt her a lot. But she pushed through. For years, she pushed through the pain of people trying to bring her down and the mental challenges she faced. And she still rescued hundreds of animals and changed the lives of so many. But recently, more of the rude words, accusations, and name-calling came from some of those she considered close friends. I think all of this stems from jealousy and envy. But she felt as if the entire world had turned against her. She had always battled with borderline personality disorder causing emotional instability, as well as impulsive behaviors. But this time it went too far. She couldn't bear what she was feeling any longer. And she ended her life. And it breaks my heart that someone who is selfless and devoted her life to animals could have so much negativity pointed at her. Why? That's all I can ask is why. In a world that's filled with darkness, she was just light. She was just light. And to those of you that pushed her to this, every one of you that had been responsible for making her feel this way, I wish you had to see me find her. And I wish you had to watch me perform CPR on her for 15 minutes until the first responders arrived. And I wish you had to watch helplessly as paramedics attempted to revive her lifeless body. And I wish you had to hear the screams and the cries of her family. I wish you had to see tiny, heartbroken Freya try to understand why she could never see her mommy again. I wish you understood what you were doing before you did it, before it had to go this far. And I wish you understood that words do have real and terrible consequences. If you only have negative garbage to say, just shut up. And if you are feeling lost and hopeless, please reach out to someone, whether it's friends and family or calling a hotline. And to everyone else, please keep an eye on those around you. Look for the signs because they are there. Do something or say something before it's too late. Despite this being the biggest loss of my life and feeling like I have a literal hole in my chest, I will not let Michaela's light be extinguished. And I won't let negativity win. And I won't let her mission fall apart. I am going to continue to push to rescue the remaining fur farm foxes, and after that, save as many animals as possible. But I will need your help. As long as you guys will continue to support all of us here at Save a Fox, we will keep pushing forward. I'm confident we can bring more light to this world, and we'll be doing it for Michaela. For now, we all just need some space and some privacy, but I'll soon discuss a day where everyone can come here and pay their final respects. And I'm just going to end it with, I love you, Michaela. I will always love you so much. And I miss you.
Oh my goodness. I should have said something about a trigger warning. I wasn't thinking. I thought it was at the beginning of the video. That's a hard one to watch. And I can totally understand how he feel when you lose someone, but to lose them to something like that. People just don't know what other people are dealing with. But from the sounds of it, the people closest to her knew what she was dealing with. If you read between the lines of what he said, these were people that she was close friends with. And you can't expect, wow, that's a hard one. That's a hard one to really, a hard one to deal with. Oh, Faith said it's just sad that the good people we have in this world feels like they have to do that because of these horrible people in the world. Exactly. And it's not our place to even tell them, God doesn't want you to do that. God doesn't want you to do this. It's in some cases it is, but after the fact, what point is it to say anything but I'm sorry? I have Crystal, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. She says, jealousy and envy, the number one killer of relationships and existence. Sorry. He said hyperfixated. Hi, Ann Lloyd. My goodness. Retretta said, that's a tearjerker for sure. It's always the people that's close to you. That's the truth. That is the honest to God's truth. Angelina said, Auntie, my heart goes out to her husband and I to God to help him and to give him strength, trouble time, he and the family. Dear Lord, please comfort this husband. Amen. Very sad. Urban put it best. You better be careful how we treat people. You better be careful. There, by the grace of God, goes any one of us. I know how that man feels in terms of his heart being broken. But I didn't lose my son the way he lost his wife. All I can say is that at least they don't have to deal with what's to come. I know that's might be a crazy way to put it. But my God, God has his reasons for what he does. I don't want to pass judgment on this young lady at all. She had to be in a lot of pain to do what she did, to leave behind a beautiful daughter and a wonderful husband who loved her. Eye of Crystal said that's a lot to embrace and live with. When you know you have challenges you can't change. That's the God's honest truth. Faith said, and it's usually the one that you think is the strongest are usually the brokenness because they try to make everybody else's life happy. And that is the truth. I knew a man once, years and years ago. He was a really nice guy. He was a really nice guy. He owned a coffee stand across the street from my office. This is about 20 some odd years ago. Auntie, is there any way to contact him and send him a donation? On that video, I saw donate, but I didn't see the address. Um, Actually, they have Retretta. They have a YouTube channel, and it's called. Oh my goodness, I forgot it that quick. Save the Foxes. If you look up Save the Foxes on YouTube and go to that page, you'll see everything you need to know. Absolutely. But getting back to what I was talking about, this man that used to run this coffee stand across the street from my office, he was always so jovial. He always had jokes. He was so funny, always laughing, crying. I mean, not crying, bad crying. Just we would laugh so hard we'd be crying. He was so funny and always so pleasant. You go to get your coffee from him. He was always so cordial, so pleasant. And sometimes I'd have to remind myself, I better get back to work before somebody gets in my behind for not being at my desk. You know how it can be, especially if you're in the corporate world. And he was so wonderful to visit with, just to go pick up your coffee. And then I went over to his spot one morning and it was closed. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I honestly, I can't even remember his name. It's been so long ago. The only thing I remember about him is his behavior, and he looked just like Stephen King, the one that makes all the creepy movies. Absolutely, Jess. Yeah. Jess said, losing my mom to suicide meant facing the painful truth. She had made up her mind a long ago. She wanted out. You never fully heal from that. I had no idea how much she was hurting. She hid it so well. And Jess, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you dealt with that. Oh my goodness. But that man that worked across the street from my office, I went to go get my coffee one morning and his stand was closed down. So I said, oh God, he must be sick or something. No biggie. So I went back the next day and there was a total stranger working at this stand. And I'm like, where's so and so at? He just dropped his head and he just shook his head. And he said he took his own life a couple nights ago. I was stunned. I had no idea. To this day, I don't know what sent him over the edge like that. Hi, that's it, Queen. And I say all that to say this. You never know what people are going through. You never know. But the even saddest part about it is what they leave behind to clean up the ashes. So, before y'all go to bed tonight, pray for this man. Pray for his daughter. Pray for her family. Because they got a long road ahead of them. Very long road ahead of them. You don't get over this overnight. Not at all. But it's a cautionary tale that This online bullying needs to stop. It needs to stop. You're welcome, Faith. It needs to stop before someone else does something. I mean, we hear about the young people doing it, but now we're hearing about grown folks doing it, taking it to another level. And you just feel so helpless. Yes, Jess. She says, "Thank you, chat. Praying for him and his family. I hope to God he will remain strong for his daughter." That's the part that really gets to me. That beautiful little girl, she don't understand what's going on. She has no clue. All she knows is she wakes up in the morning and mommy is no longer there. And she don't understand why. None of that. Imagine. Yeah. Oh goodness. So with that said, that basically is where I'm going to ask a couple of people to come up to the panel because I would like to discuss that movie Straw, because that movie, that Tyler Perry movie, uh, was so well done, and it touched on mental illness. People torment others for content, not really realizing or even caring that they may be sending others over the edge. People have to change their hearts. You know what, Millionaires Cove, you're absolutely right. Let me also add, it's not just the content creators, because you have to have an audience to play that kind of content too. And if you got an audience that craves that kind of awful, debilitating, nasty attack mode kind of behavior, that's what they're there for. It's entertainment. It's entertainment. Straight up. It's entertainment at the end of the day. So a lot of people have to look within, not just the content creators. If if the content creators don't have anyone to present it to, if nobody wants to see it, then what do? You wanna come up, Urban? You said I want to speak a message. Okay, sweetheart. I'll put a I'll put the link in the chat for you. That was hard. So we're gonna wait for Urban Media Productions to come up. But I thought this was a perfect opportunity to address that movie that we've been talking about. And now I know there was a reason why we wasn't talking about it earlier. In that movie, that young lady dealt with a lot of cruelty, and she went through life just taking it and taking it and taking it. Now, I don't know if everybody here has seen the movie. I'm hoping everyone has, because I don't want to spoil it for you, but we may have to do that. Okay, I'm bringing to the stage Urban. Hello, how you doing, sweetheart?
Hi, can you hear me?
I sure can, love.
Okay. Hello, everyone in the chat. family, because that's what you all are really feeling like, family for real. I feel a real bond. And Auntie, this was much needed because, and I want to thank you for bringing this content because there are so many people in this world today that's going through, like you said, and we don't know one another. You don't know what people are going through. But my message, I wanted to come and just give a word of encouragement. It could be anyone that's in the chat. It could be your family member. It could be someone that you're going, through things with. I just want to let you know that every day it's not going to be the same. Every day is a different day. We all have some type of challenges in our life that we're dealing with. Nobody is perfect. Nobody will be perfect. But just know that in spite of if you're feeling like nobody cares, you should see enough. Just an example here in this chat. There are still people here in this world that care for you and about you as a human being. Again, like I said, you don't have to know the person to treat the person like a human being. That is priceless.
That's right.
Everything is not a dollar bill. Just even giving a word of encouragement, uplifting someone for the day.
Mm-hmm.
Don't bring them down. People might be do wrong and everything. I might be sounding like Auntie now on the grace part, but this right here, this was really touching, and it was like a real trigger. But I had to get back in because the type of person, and I'm not gonna get into the spiritual, none of that, because we already discussed that. You don't
Mm-hmm.
force religion on anyone,
Right.
but I know my purpose, and everybody has a purpose. I'm a leader, and I just had to get back into place and look and just say, hey, reach back down. Yes, I'm human too, but I had to get back and, hey, come back up here and say, look, I'm looking at the chat, other messages and things of that sort with other people. Hold on, keep your head up, regardless of what your faith base is, even if you have one or you don't have one.
Exactly.
But I will tell you, if faith is the same meaning of hope, so if you don't have a belief, just use the word hope.
Mm-hmm.
Keep hope alive and find someone in your community, in your circle. Look up events. There's free events that you can go to on Eventbrite. Be more social because, including myself, I'm guilty. They use the word introvert. I'm that, but I'm also a people's person at the same time. But if you find, a resource in your area that can help you and be supportive, go and don't be afraid of therapy.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be a stigma on if you go to see a therapist or if you go to see a psychiatrist that, oh, you're crazy. That doesn't mean that you're crazy.
No.
You need to have an outlet. And so I'm not going to hold up too much longer. I just do want to say this outside of this. And I do want to mess with Mr. Charles for 1 second before I go.
Charles,
No, I'm just hanging out.
you see him flashing all that money.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
see, when
I'm at my other gambling joint.
Okay.
in the chat,
Yeah,
though, you didn't see me in the chat, Mr. Charles. That's why I wanted to tell you. I was telling you that I'm originally from Virginia. I heard you mention something about Virginia.
no, I live in West Virginia,
Oh, West Virginia.
but I'm
Okay.
from DC. I'm from DC.
Oh, because I was telling you in the chat, I said, hey, listen, I'm from the Hampton Roads. I'm on the next flight. Okay, I just wanted to tease with you. But
Uh-huh.
thank you for letting me up. And
Thank you
I
so
hope
much.
everyone, yes, ma'am. All
Yes,
right,
I
thank
enjoyed you. Love you,
yes.
sweetheart.
Love you too. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Under my cigarette.
All right, Retretta says, Auntie, we all need to get back with our greatest power. That's the Lord our God Almighty. Back to the Bible and the Word of God. Let God be our therapist. Glory. The other thing I wanted to post up was for Charles from Catherine. Catherine Powell says, Charles, please be careful counting that money online. Someone called one of the content creators jobs yesterday. That is not wise at all. So just giving you a heads up, love.
Do it on purpose.
Okay. Well, ding, 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 ding. Congratulations on your winnings. Did you want to say something? Did you get a chance to watch the video, Charles?
DC where, baby boy?
Yeah. Yeah.
DC where? Oh, you on still on phone?
Um, I heard it, but it sounds real sad. I got to do some research
Hmm.
when I get home.
Okay.
It sounds very, very sad. Did she
It
commit
is.
suicide?
Yes.
It
Yes,
wasn't
she
from
did.
bullying, was it? Was somebody bullying
Yes.
her? Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Yes. That's the topic tonight. There are consequences for online bullying. Another content creator deceased. Very sad.
Wow,
She
man.
was she was a pretty big YouTuber. She had I believe I know she had over 1 million, if not more, subscribers.
What's her name? What's her name?
The name of the channel was Save the Foxes or something like that. I have
Oh,
it's on here earlier. Um, let me see if I can find Save the Foxes. And she suffered with some mental illnesses and depression, and she was also on the spectrum for autism. So yeah, she had some issues already, but then she was really bullied really bad. I mean, her whole thing was to save foxes from the fur farms, and she was also saving animals from other detrimental outcomes, so to speak. So that was her life. She saved animals, and
wow.
people came online and got to bullying her. Some of the people she knew, some she didn't quite know as well. Some were even from sanctuaries, animal sanctuaries, whether they were rival sanctuaries or whatever. But she just couldn't take it no more. She couldn't
Well, I
take it
gotta
no
go.
more.
Yeah, I gotta go to her channel and watch that.
Yeah, check it out. Save the Foxes is the name of the channel.
Wow, that's crazy.
Hmm.
That's sad.
So, yeah. So, I give thanks to Jess and That's It Queen for bringing this to my attention. Uh, I've really been looking into this whole issue today. So, I thought this was a good a time as any to talk about this as well as the movie Straw that Tyler Perry did. It's the number one Netflix movie right now. And this young lady, Taraji P. Henson's um, character, was battling some issues throughout the movie. So, did you get to see that movie, Charles?
No, I don't watch movies. I don't get into
Okay.
movies.
Okay. Well, I'm going to bring up a couple people that have seen the movie so
Go
we
ahead.
can discuss it. And let's see. I think That's It Queen wanted to come up here. I put it in the chat for you. That's it, Queen. It's right up. It's right below you. Yeah, the name of the channel is Save the Foxes.
Save the foxes.
Yeah, Save the Foxes. She saved foxes from the fur barns or farms or whatever they call them. Yeah, she had a beautiful spirit, just like Namaste said. That's it, Queen. I put the link in the chat if you want to come up. Okay, here she comes. Hey, sweetheart. Can you hear us? Can you hear me?
Hey, how
Hey.
y'all doing tonight? Look, good to see
Good. How are
you.
you?
Hey,
Doing good.
I'm all right. I'm all right. I
All
wanted
right.
to know what y'all guys think about the video that I made.
We're not really talking about that right now. We're talking about the topic, which was, I don't know if did you just come in? You froze up, hun.
Well, well, I have been. It was just a question that I
Oh,
wanted
okay. It
to
was
ask.
interesting. It was
Did it
interesting, but
did it make
yeah.
sense? Did it hit a big, you know?
Um, I've actually seen some of that footage before, but if you want to talk about it more in depth, maybe we can do that at a later time. But I really want to stay on point with what we're here to talk about today. But I watched it though. I certainly did.
Okay,
Well, let me get
So,
out of here
okay,
and go ahead and cut my hand again.
okay.
all right, Charles, you take it
I'll
easy,
see you.
love.
All right. I see y'all later. Thank you.
All right, sweetheart. Are you sure? Have you seen the movie Straw? I guess not. All right, Charles, take it easy.
All right.
All right. So, is there anyone that would like to come up to the platform so we can talk about Straw on Netflix? I want to stick to the topic because it's a very important topic. Anyone that didn't see the movie, um, just know that if you haven't seen it, you might just end up finding out what happened in the movie. And if you don't want to find out what happened in the movie, then you might want to remove yourself. Otherwise, you're free to stay. If there's anyone that wants to come up and talk about it, I put the link in the chat again. Oh, it was a very well done movie by Tyler Perry, though. I got to give it to him. He did a good job. Taraji P. Henson, if they were to put this movie up for an Oscar, I think she would be nominated. Someone had mentioned in the chat that it was kind of triggering because, you know, whatever circumstances, but it was also might have been kind of real to her, to Raji. Um, she dealt with quite a bit of bullying in this movie. I mean, it was almost to the point where no use wisdom. We haven't gotten a chance to talk about it because everyone hadn't seen it yet. But it does play into what we were talking about earlier about online bullying. Did you want to come up and talk, use wisdom? You're free to come up if you want to talk about the movie. Did you see the video I played earlier about the content creator that took her own life from being bullied online? Oh, you didn't like it, Lily? That's fair enough. Everybody don't like the same things. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, and it is a sad situation. This young lady, she was a YouTuber. I understand. I understand it. That's it, Queen. Faith said, and just imagine what she's dealing with within the industry. That Oprah crap was real. That's true. Now that's another thing that bullying plays a role in, even in the industry. When you've got one person that's way up there and another person that's not so up there. Okay, well, use wisdom. You're gonna have to watch the replay to see what I was talking about the YouTuber. Yeah, there's quite a bit of content that you've missed. Um, this started over almost 2 hours ago, so got a long way to go catch up. So I would just suggest checking out the replay. But it is a sad situation. She had a very big platform. She helped people. Yes, desire and fire. Yeah. You guys want to go back and look at the replay. Yeah. She took her own life. She was bullied online, and she had other underlying issues as well. So I provided a video from her husband and a newspaper, well, not newspaper clipping, but a report on the circumstances. So if you want details, you'll need to look at the replay and check it out from there. But it's something that needs to be talked about because there's a lot of beef going on in these YouTube streets. Yes, Faith, they have. Yeah, and it does. Jess said, thank you, Auntie, for bringing light to this. It's unfortunate, but talking about it does help. Yes, I agree. It makes people aware and it brings people to the mindset that, hey, everybody ain't going through the same thing you going through. Some people are going through much, much worse. And when you got people on here bullying each other and just, I mean, doing the most, it ain't just talk. There's content creators online going after other content creators behind the scenes. C. Gonzalez said, I got bullied on my job by my boss. He got fired, but not before he body slammed a student and broke his collarbone. This is the kind of stuff we talking about. This is exactly what we talking about. Thank you, Faith. Use Wisdom says, bullies by her followers or other creators. Both, actually. She was bullied by both. Absolutely. Absolutely, Fonda. So I encourage you to go back and look at the replay, and it'll explain everything that you need to know. Because it's sad. But, this ain't the first time. This is what? Second, third time somebody's lost their life as a YouTuber because of beef or jealousy or whatever the case may be. And everybody ain't on the same page up here. Everybody can't take it. Everybody don't have a thick skin. So it's more than a notion. It's way more than a notion to understand that just because you're behind a keyboard and can't be seen, that you can't do no damage to nobody. No, you can do plenty of damage to people. Because some people, words hurt more than a sock in the face. Words hurt. Use Wisdom said, I left a job due to bullying from another adult woman. They call it harassment now instead of bullying per HR. Yep. That's how they try to cover their behinds. Either way it go, harassment, bullying, it don't feel good. And I'm actually grateful for Donald Trump putting down that law, the take it down law. I don't like the man, but that's the one thing I like that he did. Hi, Jess.
Hi, Auntie.
How are you?
You got me crying.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm so
that's okay.
sorry.
But I'm glad you brought that up. And you know what? Maybe we need to, like they have the Angie Stone sector. Maybe you and I need to do something about creating something for all this bullying and this suicide stuff,
Yeah.
because it just seems like it's just getting worse. You
Yes.
know, it's
And that's the other thing that bothers me about YouTube. They're so sensitive with some of the words that they prevent.
yeah,
That word that you just said is not supposed to be said on YouTube, but people can get on here and drop F bombs and B
right,
bombs and bitches and this and that and fuck and
right.
this and all this and pussy
All
and all that stuff. They
all
can
that,
say all of those things and nothing is done to them.
right.
Nothing
And
is
why is
done to them.
that? Why is it
But
like that?
you can't call a pow pow what
Right,
it really is, that three-letter word
right,
GUN.
right,
Those words are not hurting people. The things might hurt if
right.
you took a physical one,
Yeah,
yes, but to you want to penalize people for a word?
right. What about people's actions? What about people that are behind the keyboard? You
Exactly.
know, I know it's a person's, decision to make that choice to end that, right? But
Mhm.
also egging it on, or we don't know what people got going on with mental illness
That's
or
right.
anything like that. Like, I had no clue. My mom was religious. She was happy. She was at church most of the time. I
Yeah.
I had no clue until I started to see, when they say there's signs.
Hmm.
I didn't realize. I thought she was just trying to move out, but what she was doing was, "Oh, do you want these photo albums of me and your dad's wedding?" And I was like, "I was
Mm.
never allowed to touch that." Or, "Do you want my big screen TV?" You don't know where people's minds are at.
Absolutely not.
So it's like,
Mm-mm.
now that I know what I know, and it took me years to really forgive myself because I'm the one who found her. I always thought, what if I had came,
Oh
I don't
God.
know, 3 days earlier? What if I was the one to, it's
Hmm.
it's hard.
Oh baby, I am so sorry.
But I
I'm
want
so
it to stop.
sorry.
I want it to stop. We can't keep losing.
I'm so sorry, honey.
It's not fair. But you start to understand. Like, I didn't understand why, but you have to come to terms that that's what they wanted. And so many people will say, well, she was that religious. How could she do that?
And that's a cruel thing to say to people. That's a
Yeah.
very cruel thing to say to people.
Who knows what she was thinking when this was happening, right? I always asked myself that. I was more worried about what her being alone when she did what she did,
Yeah,
how she felt
yeah,
alone. So just imagine what other people feel like when
yeah,
they're going through that mindset, and
yeah,
then they're going to allow these people online to bully them,
yeah.
to lose their a life over this is not worth it.
And not just bullying, but I mean, instigating. I think instigating is just as bad as bullying because what you're doing is you're carrying a bone to someone else to get a reaction from them, to
Yeah,
start something. It's no different than throwing a rock and hiding your hand. Some people they go from one platform to another and they go reporting to everywhere. So and
yeah,
so's talking about you right now. Oh,
right,
really? Or so and so said this, that, and the third. I don't want to hear it.
yeah,
Please don't tell me. And I'm not trying to be funny. Anybody in the chat, this is not directed to anyone in particular. Please, if you hear somebody talking mess about me on YouTube, don't come to me with it. I don't want to hear it.
yeah.
I don't want to hear it at all. And if I hear it, I'm going to block you.
Hmm.
This is where I stand from now on. You might think it might be to my benefit. Let me learn on my own.
Yeah.
Because all I've seen since that kind of stuff has been happening is escalation.
Hmm.
I know my tolerance. And if somebody comes to me and says so and so is talking about you, I'm gonna only bypass it every now and then. But please don't keep bringing a dog bone to me, because it makes me wonder what's your real purpose of doing that?
Yeah.
What is your real purpose? You are you trying to start some shit? Are you trying to see me snap online?
It's
I'm
like they
just
don't want
curious.
peace. They don't want peace, and it kills them that that's what you want. But they want to stir up drama for what? For their own entertainment? Like we have real lives.
Exactly.
Real lives.
Exactly. I
So I'm
don't
just
live for
saying
this YouTube
everybody,
stuff.
just check on each other is all I'm saying. Check on each other.
Absolutely.
There are signs, you'll see it, sometimes you don't, sometimes you won't, but sometimes people just need to, be heard and need someone to talk to
Yeah. Yeah.
is really what it is.
Use Wisdom said, we ran a predator away, so there is power in sticking together. Absolutely.
That part.
Wisdom.
Hmm.
That is an absolute true statement. But it's a difference when you're you're bringing information only to just cause chaos. You
Yeah.
know, coming to tell somebody I heard I heard so and so say this, that, and the third about you. So, and
Rather not hear it.
what's gonna happen? Nothing. They gonna talk about me. Okay, let them talk. But at some point in time, you gonna catch me on a time when you bring that bone to me, and I might take that bone and go see what they doing, and that's gonna
Mhm.
set up a whole chain of events.
You're only human, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. Faith said that pain is no different than broken bones or childbirth. A broken heart can't always be healed.
Hmm.
Fonda said, these are not starters, Auntie. They are stirrers. You got that right. Absolutely, Dr. Charles. As long as there's a Satan, it's going to continue and happen because he hates humans with a passion. That is so true. That is so very true. Well, I guess nobody wants to talk about straw. So,
Well, Auntie, I had to watch that twice. From when you first told me to watch it,
uh huh.
I had to rewatch it because I don't know if I should talk about it more. Like I don't know if anybody's watched it, but the end, it
That's what got me.
my mouth dropped. Then I
Hmm.
called my aunt and I said, Auntie, you gotta watch this. So when I
Hmm.
had seen her, she was like, why did you tell me to watch this? Because now I'm calling everyone to watch this. It's so good. But I couldn't believe it. Can I just say to her, the poor thing at the end, like I felt for her.
I
I
did too.
cried
Yeah. All that time.
all that
All
time.
that time.
She was just longing.
Yep. And we're being very very careful not to give away the ending, you guys,
Yeah,
just in
I'm trying.
case you decide to go see it. But at some point in time, we gonna stop not giving away the ending, because I don't want to sit here and wait for everybody to see it if you
Yeah.
don't see it. Urban Media Production says, can we start a webinar once a week?
Oh,
Wellness check.
that's a great
That's
idea.
a great idea,
That's a
Urban.
great idea.
Yeah, we could do that once a week as a live. Just come in and check on each other. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
it can't hurt nothing.
It's only gonna help. They have what's called um darts, the S word
Uh huh.
prevention
Uh
walk.
huh.
And it's gonna be at Seattle Center.
Uh huh.
October. What's weird is it's on my dad's death anniversary.
Oh my goodness.
But I've thought about it, and my sister and I, we're gonna get a whole bunch of people. We're gonna walk for my mom. We've been wanting to do this, the S survivors. We want to walk in memory in her honor.
Right.
So
That would be beautiful.
it's during the nighttime because they say a lot of it, in the dark. So
Yes.
it's gonna be in the
Yes.
evening. Hi, Crystal.
Hi, Eye of Crystal.
Hi.
How are you, love?
Hi, Auntie Nikki.
How
I'm
are you?
okay, Jess. I'm okay. Jess, my heart goes out to you.
Thank you.
That's a
Sorry
and my
about that.
prayers will always be with you now that I know you. I get to actually meet you in person.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Did you? I couldn't hear what you said. What'd you
But
say, love? It's going in and out.
Yeah, it's going in and out.
Well, you know what?
could be more than one.
Oh, okay.
But I
Now
think
we
those
hear you.
people that
We
oh,
didn't
okay,
hear a word
I'm outside walking.
we didn't hear a word you
You didn't
said.
hear
Now, we thought maybe we lost you or something.
okay, what did you hear? Because I addressed
Um,
Jess
yeah, that's it.
and
That's all
okay.
we heard.
Okay, the other was the character that played her friend in the grocery store. That's the character that kind of
Yes.
stuck out to me because that's kind of like who I am. I'm the
Yes.
type of person that likes to see people, and be there for
Yeah.
them. I was the type of person that beat up bullies. So
Okay.
some people would say, then you were kind of a bully too. I said, well, yeah, I was a good bully because I
That
took care of
part.
the bullies. I took care of the people that mistreated others. And even
And
to
couldn't
this day,
defend
people still
themselves.
come up to me that see me from
Hmm.
time to time, just a minute.
Hmm. Yep. I
They
did that
say
in high
thank you
school. Hmm.
for being there for me, especially in high school.
Absolutely. Had to do that for someone in high school myself. These girls kept picking on this one girl and would not let up. And I had to
Yeah.
wear one of them out. I got suspended, but it was worth it. They never bothered her again.
Yeah. So I wish that character, the friend, I wish Tyler would have brought that person out a little bit more
Exactly. Now that was
because
they
the
should have
people that
showed.
are actually struggling right now need to know that there are people out there
That's
that do
right.
see them and it could be in their circle.
That's right.
Um,
That is
I wish the
absolutely
ending
right.
was longer. I wanted more, like
Yeah.
the ending.
yeah, he likes the shock effect. But there was so many, in my opinion, there's so many layers to that movie from the
Yeah.
get-go. From the
Yep.
start of filming when he just scanned the room.
Hmm.
You look at all the
Hmm.
detail in that room and what the camera actually caught. If you get a moment,
Yes.
go back to the first scene. It pretty much tells the story from the
Hmm. Yeah.
that's my take.
I need to look at it another time because there's so much. I missed the first one, and I caught a couple more things the second one. But I'm sure that I've missed something from that second one that I could catch on the third viewing. That's one movie I can watch many times.
I know I watched it twice too.
Yeah. Faith said, "Funny you say it that because I was called a bully because I wouldn't allow people to bully me."
But I kind of look for that.
Hmm.
It's like, what's wrong with this picture type of
Exactly.
situation, you know?
Defending yourself
Um,
is not being a bully. First of all, Faith, they don't understand the definition of bully. Second of all, they don't understand the definition of victim.
yeah.
So anyone that would call someone a bully because they stand up for themselves and won't stand up or stand for people to mistreat them and bully them, they got it twisted. They need to go back to elementary school and learn some of these definitions all over again because they got it all messed up. For real,
Well,
for real.
the person that said that was not from my generation. They were
Couldn't have
from a
been.
younger generation. They're under
Hmm.
30 type of thing. you know.
Probably.
And the
Hmm.
folks that experience bullying now is different from when I was coming along. You
Okay.
know, I'm a
That's
60s
true.
baby. You know, I was
Okay.
born in the, okay. So,
Absolutely.
you know, we had true fights back then. We didn't have to
Okay.
use a
To
knife
throw
or a gun.
hands.
Yeah,
You had to use these.
that's right.
You had to knuckle up and buckle up. Okay.
Right.
Ain't no
But
thing.
that
I ain't trying to lie.
but that first scene where she comes outside,
Hmm.
you know, outside of her apartment, and then they have the couple that's standing up above, and then the lady that kind of manages the place. I mean,
Right.
that is like what she had to experience, what that lady said to her, and then
Yeah.
the couple standing next to them, kind of like co-signers. I
Yeah.
mean, that's like she's like, whew, this is what my day's gonna begin like.
Yeah, it
That
So
was
just
started
to
off
take in that
powerful.
whole scene.
Man.
she
And
would
then
That
sit
was
on
his
this.
dad, you
powerful.
know, sitting there in his wheelchair, begging
Yeah,
for something, and
Sinbad.
she gives him something that she
Yep.
doesn't even have.
Yep.
It's just so much
Absolutely.
to that movie. I mean, Tyler did a good job. I don't care what's
Yeah, he
going on with
did.
him in his personal life. The man got
Excellent
Everything.
talent.
job.
He knows how to pull things. He knows how to pull his audience. He claims that he knows what his audience wants to see. I know there's some people that don't like Tyler Perry, but some of his movies have been awesome. Not all
Hmm.
of them, but some of his movies have been
Right.
awesome. And I've really
Yeah.
enjoyed his plays as well. I used to play his plays when I was ironing my clothes.
Oh
Back to
yeah.
back, I would play his plays because they're very funny.
Yeah. Oh, I used to go buy tickets to see him live.
See, I wish I could,
Yeah.
but,
Man, when he
but
would come to Seattle, he'd bring one of his plays to Seattle. Shoot, me and my
yeah,
husband were down there front and center. Well, not front, but maybe aisle, let me see, row 8, 9, 10, something like that. But it was
I don't
worth
know
it
what
though.
I was doing when he was in Seattle. I don't know what I was doing. But you know, I think Christian has been in his plays.
He was in
Yes.
Yeah.
plays.
He's been in a
Yes.
couple of his plays playing, you know, the
Yes.
guy that's been hurt or whatever. He has to see him through some drama, you know,
Uh-huh.
give him that advice and stuff like that. So that guy has been around Tyler a long time.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You know, they just didn't meet. They've been
Uh,
buddies for a while.
C. Gonzalez says, I've been bullied my whole life, but I
Hmm.
know I'm God's peculiar people like the people in this chat. Amen, C. Gonzalez. We
Yeah.
are a peculiar people. And I'm sorry that you've been bullied your whole life, but it's going to stop.
Hmm.
It's going to stop. We're going to pray the blood of Jesus over that. Because, nuh-uh, that ain't cool. That is
But you
not
know, Auntie
cool.
Nikki, this is a huge topic.
It is.
Bullying online is
Yeah.
huge, especially
It
with young people.
especially with young people because young people uh, unlike this lady was 29 years old
She was
and she
Yeah.
teeny.
took her life, but she had other issues. Who's to say that some of these young people have undiscovered issues?
Hmm.
When you're that young, you don't know that you might be um, depressed. You may not
Yeah.
know that you have underlying issues or hereditary mental illness and things of that.
Right.
My son was diagnosed bipolar at 19 years old. He was the most normal child until he grew up and became 19. All of a sudden, boom, he was
Right.
I'm putting him in the hospital because he was a threat to himself and others. So we don't know what life has to deal people,
Yeah.
you know, and kids are very susceptible,
Yeah.
you
Well,
know.
you know, bipolar is one area where people don't even realize that they're bipolar.
Exactly.
That's one of those
Exactly.
conditions that people don't realize. They live their whole life and don't really understand why they're a certain way.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and their parents, sometimes parents end up ignoring
Hmm.
things that are different in their child because they don't want to face it themselves.
Yeah.
Right. But you know
And then
what? The thing that I noticed, I hate to cut you off. The thing that I noticed in my own experience with bipolar, the doctors, when they diagnosed him, um, they gave me statistics. Well, boys usually start showing the signs between the ages of this and that. And girls, they show the signs between the ages of this and that. I don't want to hear about the ages. Tell me what's wrong with my baby.
Right. Right.
And I can tell you the very thing that I experienced is that I watched my son, who was one of the most carefree individuals you'd ever want to meet as a kid, as a teenager, just laid back, you know, and then he started getting into the wrong crowd. You know, some of his friends were, you know, not the greatest examples to hang with, but you know, they still got along well. He did a couple things, you know, in terms of you know, driving without a license and that kind of thing. But once he started, and I'll tell you what he when he really started tripping is when he started selling herb. I can't say what it is on YouTube,
Some
but
flowers.
he started selling them trees,
Mm-hmm.
and
Uh-huh.
something happened with that man. Well, he was a man at that time. He was 19. He's legally a man, and next thing I know, people were breaking into his car at school, breaking into his car here at the house. Um, and I thought maybe that's what caused him to go overboard because of the paranoia that goes with that selling herb. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying?
Uh-huh.
But it wasn't the selling the herb that made him paranoid. It was he was bipolar, and
Right.
it just popped up, literally popped up out of nowhere. I think,
Mhm.
if nothing else, those activities that he was involved with uh, pretty much instigated anything that was hidden deep down inside of him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's what instigated, because I watched that young man deteriorate, or should I won't even say deteriorate. He went from real mellow to completely manic in
Mm.
an
Mm-hmm.
out in a 14-hour period of time, to the point
Wow.
where he was running out into the street, jumping on top of cars, announcing to the neighborhood that the world was going to end at 3:30.
Oh my gosh.
Now somebody might think, "Oh, that's so funny." No, it wasn't funny.
Mm-mm.
That ain't funny at all.
No.
It ain't funny when your child is kneeling in front of you thinking that you're God and he's praying at your feet.
Yeah.
That's what my son did. And I'm saying, "Baby, no, no, I'm mama, I'm mama." And he wasn't hearing that. He
Yeah.
thought he was praying to God at my feet. And then my husband had to chase him outside to bring him back in, because you know, in certain neighborhoods black folk can't run around. They gonna think, "Oh, he gonna kill us all." You know what I'm saying? He had to
Mm-hmm.
bring him back in the house. We had to call 911, and they put my son in a straitjacket
Oh my
to
Oh
God.
wow.
carry him out of my house, out of my bedroom. And all this time I'm thinking, okay, he's smoking that stuff. Maybe somebody slipped something in it, you
Mm-hmm.
know, because back in those days, a lot of times they were saying something about, oh God, there was something that they was putting in the weed at, well, you know what, at the time.
Yeah, we can't even
Sherm.
say it. Yeah.
Sherm.
Oh, yeah.
They was putting sherm in it. And I'm like, oh my God, somebody done put some sherm in this boy's uh you know what cigarette. And when the doctor told me in that emergency room, he said, "Ma'am, you could only wish that it was sherm that was wrong with him." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And that doctor told me, "Your son is bipolar. He suffers from bipolar disorder." He said, you should be so lucky that he would have been laced with sherm." And I couldn't wrap my head around that. How could I wish for him to be tripping on something that somebody done put in his, you know, how could
Yeah.
anything be worse than that? Until they told me this is a lifelong disease.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How do you grapple with that? So I watched my son deteriorate. I had to put him in I had to put him in the hospital against his will for 72 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I got him out. They put him on meds, and the meds, they, healthcare system, all they do is experiment on people. That's
Yeah.
all they do. They
They do.
experiment.
Yeah. It's all about the dollar.
And he got to one point where he would say, "Mom, I can't function off of
Mm-hmm.
these things that they're giving me. I can't." So he elected to smoke herb as his way of coping, and that actually worked better than any drug. Lord forgive me, YouTube forgive me. Uh, any drug that they could have ever given him, and he had one other episode that was just as bad as the first one, and we had to rehospitalize him, and they almost put him in Western State. And I told him the devil is a lie. I'm taking
Mm-hmm.
my baby up out of here. I don't care what you people say. If you got to call the police, call the police. You better hope they get here before I leave.
Mm-hmm.
And I took my son out of West Seattle Psych
Mm-hmm.
Hospital across the street from South High School. It's still there. I took him out of there, and we didn't look back. And I prayed and I said, Lord, please don't let these people come to my house, because then it's going to be a whole new other situation.
Mm-hmm.
And he was merciful. They didn't come.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's gone now, but I have to thank God that he doesn't have to live with what this world is dealing with now, because I don't think he'd be able to handle it.
Right.
So, I didn't mean to get into all that, but
No, Auntie.
you never know what people are dealing with and what triggers people.
No. The
Absolutely.
the depression, the bipolar. I was told my mom, I don't know if that's what I was told. She had bipolar, but
Mm-hmm.
her being an immigrant, not from the States, living in the Philippines, right? You don't talk about your feelings. You
Yeah.
know, they didn't allow it. And when she had passed, I read a diary that she had, and I could not believe the things I read and the stories I heard. You know, the I know she was looking for a way out since she was a kid. I've also heard that she only married my dad to get out of an abusive home. She was, they tried to make her live in a convent, become a nun. She was a runaway. My grandma had a lot of money in the Philippines, and, they didn't treat their kids right. So coming to the States and bringing that, growing up in that way and then coming here, she never got the help. So now that I know what I know, I understand why she had acted the way she did a lot of the times. And I wish she was still here, because I think she would
Mm-hmm.
have been able to get some kind of help, or,
Mm-hmm.
talk to somebody. I always say, what if I had came there 3 days early? I don't, and you can't think like that, right? You can't say, what if? But seriously, what if, like, I'm so wrapped up in college at that time. I didn't come there when I was supposed to. I was supposed to go there. And she was on depression meds. She was, attitude was, she's very off and on with her feelings. Sometimes I couldn't deal with it. I just was like, I don't know what to say. And I can't, you can't disrespect your elders, so you keep quiet. But I guess you just have to really just check on people and make sure that they're okay, because I wish I knew what I knew today is all I can say. I wish I was there 3 days early. I wish, I spoke to her more like how I'm able to speak with Auntie. I
Hmm.
wish I could tell her that she wasn't alone and that, I would have her back. The plan was she would retire and the room I'm sitting in, it would be her room. And she's supposed to live with me. I told her, I'll take care of you. Don't You can retire and hang out with Mimi. You don't have to worry about bills or money. But, when the toxicology, they told me that she swallowed a bunch of pills. And I found the letter. Everything was fanned out, like ID, letter. It was all just, sh and it happened after we said goodbye on Thanksgiving. She said, "I just want my kids to come to dinner at my house. I don't want to be with the family, just you and your sister and the baby and my
Yeah.
other niece." So I was like, "That's weird. We always have a big party. She doesn't want to do that. So when we go there, it's just me and my sister and the two kids." And
Hmm.
when I said bye to her, it was weird because she was just like, she said to me in Filipino, "Happy Thanksgiving," and "Pray to Jesus," is she would always say,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Mm.
Gone.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know folks that have lost loved ones, by suicide, and it's hard to respond. What do you say to
Do you
someone
get
that
over
lost
it?
a
Do you,
loved one? No, no. That's tougher than any other kind of death, you know. And I think what you were saying about the parent, your mom, and what Tyler Perry brought out with the character's mother, it was almost what I saw was almost as if the mother was disconnected as well.
Mhm.
And that's something that the daughter had to grow up with. And she didn't have a lot of tools to start with to navigate because
Yeah.
her mother, I think sometimes we forget that our parents are people,
Yeah.
and they're dealing with their lives and they're doing the best that they can based on what they were given
that's
Yeah.
to
right.
start with, and I tell my daughter that all the time. I said, I'm human just like you. I said, you'll find
Right.
out when you have a child. You really learn who you are when you start
Absolutely.
having children. And even if you don't have any children, if you're mentoring others, you
Yeah.
know, you kind of get that mirror reflection on who you are and you begin to learn more
That's
about
why I
others.
get so pissed off when I see kids at the store disrespecting their parents. It's
Yeah.
like, you better be happy and grateful that they're still here for you.
Hmm.
Because one day you just never know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And a lot of times they don't tell us their pain because
Yeah.
they're our parents. They don't want us to know that.
Yeah.
I work with a lady that raised a girl and a boy, and her husband and her decided to get a divorce, but they never told their kids. So they
Oh,
raised their kid from 10 years old all the way through college without them knowing that they were actually divorced because they stayed together in the same house, but they were able to work out having separate lives. But they
wow.
did not want to disrupt their children's lives to the point where, oh, mom and dad are going to split. They didn't want them to have that hanging over them. They wanted them to have a chance,
Yeah.
to start off. So parents do a lot of sacrifice. They leave a lot of things out of the equation, and we find out later
Hmm.
what their plight was, what their struggle was,
Yeah.
you know.
That's so true. That is so true, especially in the culture.
Hmm.
Um, I'm a 60s baby too, so I know that era that you came up in. And back in the day, it was taboo to talk about anything that reflected anything wrong with your family,
Hmm.
especially when it came to that. There was always that person on the block that everybody knew was a little bit off, but nobody talked about it.
Uh-huh.
The family
Hmm.
didn't talk about it, and everybody just accepted it as normal. Mr. So and so is kind of cuckoo. That's how they would refer to him. And then there was always, just like in that movie Soul Food, there was always that uncle in the back room
Mm-hmm.
that they kept hidden away from everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But they would never discuss it with anybody. Therapy was taboo for us
Oh yeah.
back
Right.
then.
My mom would never do it. She would
Never.
say, no, as long as you know the Lord. And I would say, Ma, you don't want to try just all of us? And she's, don't ever disrespect. You can't, it's different. It's just you're not allowed to, you can't tell a parent. It has to be more so like I have an idea, because it comes out
Mm-hmm.
as you're disrespectful. So it's
Right.
always having to be careful on how you say things.
Yeah.
They don't believe in therapy. They think
Yeah.
it's a joke.
Well, and that's another thing in our churches. A lot of times, at least the churches that I grew up in back in the day, they looked down upon therapy and things of that nature. You just put your faith in God and you don't need
Yes.
nothing else. But the Bible tells you that he gives us physicians
Mm.
and whatnot. I mean, there are people placed here in those areas for a reason. This isn't something that just fell out of the sky one day.
Yeah.
They've always been available. Now if we can go to the doctor when we need some kind of surgery or we sick or whatever, we go
Yeah.
to the doctor. When you want to learn, you want to learn how to oh, Jesus.
Auntie, is that somebody
Hmm,
in here?
I don't know. I don't
Okay.
care. I don't even care. Um I done lost my train of thought. When
Somebody said there was someone in the chat.
Yeah, we ain't gonna look at the chat. I'm not even looking at the chat right now because the devil is a lie. Um,
Exactly.
again, we came up in a time where it was shunned on us to look for outside sources, and the church would tell you you believe in God, and
Yeah.
nobody else. That may be true, but when you need help, you go to who can physically help you and let God work through that individual. Point blank, period. That's why he gave us physicians and teachers and whatnot. Hold on just a second. You guys go ahead and talk. I need to take this call real quick.
Okay. How are you, Crystal?
Yeah, I was just thinking about, what some of the things that you said, about your mom
Yeah. I mean,
and some of
what?
the some of the things that you picked up on, but you really didn't have a clear understanding. Because I had a couple people that,
I mean,
particular
it's
lives that I work with, and it's just sometimes they do give little subtle
they
indicators.
they do, and what's crazy is my mom passed 10 months later, my dad dies too.
Yeah.
So, and then COVID happens and this and that. So I have been told, when I've had this long of a break, I went through therapy, and I'm asking, like, why am I dealing with this now? And my therapist said, well, Jess, you were homeless. You ran away from, with my daughter's dad. My mom died of suicide. My dad died of lung cancer, and I never really dealt with it because I was so busy finishing college, raising a baby by myself, living life. And then here I am thinking about her. It's been 9 years. My dad has been 8 years. I don't live too far from them. I can go see them 10 minutes away at the cemetery. But, you have those feelings just don't go away.
No, they don't.
I just wish I had
Mhm.
parents, is all I keep saying. It's like I wish I had. I wish I had them still here because I want to take care of them. I wanted them to be with me
Mhm.
as so bad, but things happen. I don't know why they happen. It don't make sense to me.
But I just hope that the folks that have an opportunity to see the movie,
Mhm.
despite what's going on in Tyler's personal life, is
You're
that
right.
they see the issues and the concerns that he was trying to address, because they're apparent today. What he was addressing in that movie, in my opinion, is nothing new under the sun. But since we have social media and other avenues, it's more apparent. It's in our face. And since it is in our face, we should be able to talk about it more and get to resources where we can get the help. And I think people are more open to help now than they were before, because some people think it's cool to have a therapist.
Right. Yeah.
So that's the cool thing. It's like having a car, you know. Yeah, I go to therapy. Yeah, I go 3 times a week. You know, they're cheerful about it. They want to talk about it because they have someone they can talk to where they're not judgmental. They're just hearing them out. And really, a good therapist is just guiding you to where you can seek your own answers, because they really are within you. You just need some guidance and some support in getting there.
Let me interrupt you real quick. I've got to do this. Okay. Patience. All you guys listen. This is KWWM-DB is not Tony. Okay. That is not Tony. That is Patience. That is Tony's daughter. She has a radio station as well. So please, that is not Tony. Okay. And Patience, thank you so much for coming into my chat. I really appreciate you. I really do. I thank God for you. And you've been on my mind. I was telling somebody about a day or two ago that I wanted to call you and check on you. So expect a phone call from me soon. Okay. But again, that is not Quiet Storm.
Hi, Patience.
Okay? So everybody, please welcome Patience to the chat and
welcome to the Kinfolk.
Treat her right. Treat her right, because she is special.
Welcome to Patience.
All right. Okay, love. I'm sorry. I just had to get that out because
Yeah.
So, was there anybody else that needed to come up and say anything that you might want to contribute to this discussion? Hi, Gen X. How are you, love?
Hi, Gen X.
Hi, Gen X. Charles, thank you so much for the 20,000th one. This man gonna give me an aneurysm, a coronary, a lobotomy, all of the above. My head is about to explode right now. Oh my God, another $10 super sticker. Thank you so much, lucky man. Blessed man, lucky man.
Jackpot man. Jackpot Charles.
Jackpot Charles. That's his new
Charles.
name.
Yep.
We're going to have to call him Jackpot Charles.
She says,
the Spear Man. We're going to call him the Spear Man.
Right. He sent me a little video. He's like, I hit a major. It's like, dang, you're so good.
I know. Just be careful collecting all that dough online, man.
Yeah, and don't forget to take your taxes out before you collect.
Oh my God, here we go again.
Otherwise, you don't want to pay it at the end, Charles.
You know what, Charles? I'm gonna whoop you if I ever get to see you in person.
Again, Charles?
Again. This is number 6, I think. 5 or 6.
I got 1, 2, 3,
I haven't
4,
lost count
5,
today.
6, 7, 8, 9. I don't.
Wow.
Charles.
Man. Oh, you don't know how grateful I am.
Let's go slide. You see my major, Jess? I'm gonna watch it. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go after this, actually. Now that the crying, thank you, Auntie. I needed that. I needed
Me too.
that. Because you know what? We would have probably jumped on the phone later tonight.
Yep.
We're gonna cry and then we're gonna laugh at something.
Okay, and say some stupid stuff. It's okay. It's okay. Guys, we were just looking out. Yes,
before I step down, I just want to say one other thing.
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to circle back to the beginning of the movie, or the friend in the grocery store. Because I said that was the only person that was actually seeing others, but that's not true, because the police officer also was able to see. and
Yes,
as well as Sherry Shepherd, that her character was able to see the main character for who she was, and be able to
yes,
see the struggle that she was going to, and be able to relate to it
absolutely.
and see her through it. So I just wanted to mention, I
Absolutely.
just wanted to circle back and make sure I made that point. Thank you for having me up. I
Thank you
appreciate it.
so much. Charles, Charles, Charles. I love you, brother dear. Thank you. I don't know what to do with him. The spearman has speared again. Oh my God. Discerning 8, thank you so much for the 9.99 super chat. Thank you, Auntie, for the safe place. My sister Jess, you know I love you. Amen to that.
You.
Man. But yeah, I've got to go back and watch that movie again because there was a lot of stuff inside the lines, inside the scenes that might have been missed. And
Auntie, what's our next movie to watch? We have to look for the next.
yeah, we're gonna have to look for
Wait a
another movie.
minute.
But in the meantime, I gotta go look at Straw again
Straw.
because this.
Remember the Handmaid's Tale, the other one. I forgot what it was called with Auntie Lydia. You know
Oh,
oh we
that's right.
I don't know when it starts, but I'll find out.
Oh, okay. Um,
Auntie
Patience
Smokey.
YouTube channel. I gotta write this down because I
Here,
want to go and
I'll take a
support.
picture, Auntie.
Thank you,
And then I'll just send it to you.
you guys. Patience Burrows YouTube channel is at Auntie Smokey HI904FM. Please, please, please go and support her YouTube channel. She's an awesome young lady. Awesome lady. I had the pleasure of talking to her a few weeks ago, and I so appreciate meeting her. Honest to God, she's a very strong lady, very, very strong woman. And also, her radio station is also in the chat. Thank
Oh,
you, Discerning 8, for putting that in the chat. The link is in the chat for you guys to check out her radio station as well.
oh, okay.
So every day we learn, don't we? People have a way of trying to paint pictures that don't exist. And look at God. This young lady has got it going on. I mean, got it going on, got it going on. Don't let nobody tell you any different. So, with that
Okay, Auntie.
said,
I'm gonna drop down. Love you.
okay, I love
Thank
you
you
too.
for tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, Urban. Hello, Urban.
Hi, Auntie. I
Hi,
wanted to
baby.
come up here, back up here, because I'm a woman. And like we talked about earlier, it's how you treat people at the same time. So I'm practicing what I preach. So that was a place of being protective,
I know.
through the chat. So I want to address, I want to say her name directly, not
Yes.
talking. Tell me her name, please.
Her name is Patience
Okay. Miss
Burrows.
Patience.
Yes.
I want to say to you, I started that with the chat saying that it was someone else that you are familiar with. And I thought that person was in the chat. And so that's where that came from. And I want to truly apologize to you. When you know if you done wrong, you do better. So this is where I needed to come back up here, even though I put it in the chat, but I wanted you to hear it out of my mouth. I was wrong. And please, if you feel in your heart to accept my apologies, and on the flip side, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sweetheart. I
Okay,
appreciate it. Thank you
yes,
so much.
I'm going down.
Okay. All right then. Well, it's been an emotional afternoon. But hey, I've got to say something. One of the most beautiful things happened this evening. We got a chance to open up and really get some things off our chest that we had to get off. And the beautiful Patience Burrows has made an appearance here at Auntie Mickey's channel. I am so glad to see you, love, and I hope you're doing well. Um, I love you, and you're always on my mind. So just know that we love you over here. No doubt about it. So if you ever want to drop in, feel free. Okay. Oh, wow. Well, with that said, I just heard somebody come through my door, and I have a feeling they're going to come bursting in here in a minute. That's my grandson. But I just wanted to say that before I sign off. I love all of you. I love all of you. And this is just one big family. And we mean that from the bottom of our heart. Anybody that comes into this chat is family. And, sometimes family may not agree. We may disagree, but that's what families do. And as long as we can address each other out of love and respect, we can get over those little bumps in the road. So, again, welcome, Patience. Glad to see you here. And Urban, you my girl. You my girl. That was a wonderful thing you just did, because anybody else might have said oops and hid. But Urban, she's a true woman. She's a true woman. Okay? So, let's see. Desire and Fire say, may I ask, is Patience 904 radio station? That's her radio station. Yes, Desire. It's in the chat. That is her. So please go and support her radio station, her YouTube channel, everything. Go support everything that she's got out there. Beautiful young lady, beautiful soul. Thank you, Faith. I appreciate it. Okay, well, until next time, we will see. God willing, we'll see each other tomorrow, 5:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Oh, wait a minute. Let's Go Slots. If you want to come up, I'll be happy to put the link in the chat. Did you want to come up? Okay, I will do that right now. Hold on just a second. I just figured everybody was probably pooped out. Thank you, Skitlanta. Thank you so much. Okay. Anybody that wants to pop up, feel free. Feel free. The link is in the chat. You guys feel free. Let's Go Slots was waiting. I've just put it in the chat, sweetheart. Thank you so much, Patience. Love you too. I'm going to give you a call as soon as I can. Maybe it's probably too late. Well, you're 3 hours behind me. I might give you a call tonight after the live. If not tonight, then definitely tomorrow. Hey, Charles.
What's going on?
You trying to give me a heart attack. That's what's going on.
No, I ain't trying to give you no heart attack.
All them $10.
No, you got to share the wealth.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I'm really enjoying your channel. I really am. You got it going on.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Charles.
And
You're
your
a big
chat.
part of
You
that.
got one of the coolest chats ever.
Well, thank you, Charles. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And you make it cool. You always up here with me, so I totally I give credit where credit is due. Let's go
Yeah.
slots. The link is right there in the chat where it says Auntie Mickey's house. Right up under it says HTTPS colon couple of backslashes. Just click on that link.
Yeah, I can kick back now for a couple of days, 5 days.
I hear you. I
It's been
hear
a
you.
trip. I think I won about
Wow.
$5,000. I think I won about $5,000 a day.
Wow. That is amazing. That is amazing.
Every
Well,
every machine I got on hit.
blow some of that this way. I'll catch it.
I think I'm gonna chill for a minute.
All right, then. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But hey, oh, Gen X wants to know where you play at, Charles.
I play in I live in West Virginia, like an hour and a half from DC. And in West Virginia, they got them everywhere, in restaurants and carryouts. But today I just got a today I was going to Charlestown with a casino at Hollywood Casinos. But I was going to an NA meeting, so I said, let me go here first, because it was right around the corner. So I went in there and I hit the major jackpot for 1,700. Then I left there and came back where I live at around the corner, played $5 and locked it up again for 1,700.
Wow.
Then another machine I hit for 1,000. Then another machine like 800.
Gen X says that he goes to Charlestown all the time. He lives 40 minutes from Charlestown, and he also goes to Hollywood.
I live 15 minutes from Charlestown.
Let's go slots. Yes, it's a StreamYard link. I'm gonna put it in the chat again. There you go. There you go. It's up now, right now. It says Auntie Mickey's house, and the link is right up under it in the chat. And Discerning 8 has also posted it. Can't miss it. It's right there. Faith is all we need, says send Charles everybody's Cash App. Oh my God. Few sleep so well. Watch later. Came in on a very good subject. Watch you tomorrow. Good night. Thank you, Lady of Elegance. Thank you so much, sweetheart.
Wow.
Yes, Atlanta's down in that area too. Yes, Lily wants to plan. She says, Auntie, let's plan a barbecue for all of us to meet up end of summer. You know, that might not be a bad idea. Atlanta's currently in Maryland. Yep.
Okay, in Maryland?
Okay. Yes, Atlanta commentary. She's currently in Maryland.
I'm like 20 minutes from Maryland.
Wow. Y'all are close.
And Dr. Charles, he's like 30 minutes from me.
Okay. Okay.
I'm right on the Virginia. I can get to Virginia in 20 minutes, Maryland in 20 minutes, and Pennsylvania in 30 minutes.
Okay. Well, Gen X says, maybe I'll catch you one day, Charles. We grab a drink or a meal on me.
I don't drink, but a meal I take.
Okay. You heard that,
No.
Gen X? All right. That would be lovely. That would be lovely for all of us to get together and do a little meet and greet.
Yeah, I think Gen X told me, she asked Jeanette if she's from Winchester, Virginia.
You talking about Atlanta? Who we talking about now? Gen X?
The one that said, yeah, I think you said she's 40 minutes. So I think she lives in Winchester, Virginia.
That's a man.
Oh,
Gen X.
well, whatever.
Yeah, he is.
He
Yes.
lives
He says he is. Yes. Yeah, he says, yeah, I'm near Winchester. Be in West Virginia in 15 minutes and Maryland in 30.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Gen X is real cool people, Charles. I think you two would get along very well. He's a manly man. Gen X, that's my boy. So yeah, I think you guys would get along just fine. Let's see. Did Let's Go Slots get to click on the link? I don't think so.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna give it another minute and then Fonda said, Auntie, where is a good place for us all to have the family reunion? Well, now that's going to be difficult to figure out because we're all over the place.
Over the place. Well, I can go
All
to
right,
anywhere.
Gen X. Oh, thank you for stopping by, Gen X. Thank you so much. Love you too. Phone moving slow. I hit the link. Oh, okay. It might
Hey,
be your-
Nikki.
Yes.
What's the name of that Fox thing again? I'm gonna watch that tonight.
The movie we were talking about?
No. The girl that committed suicide.
Oh. The name of
Chasing Fox.
Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank now. It's Saving the Foxes.
Okay, give me something to do
Saving
tonight.
the Foxes. It's a
Yeah.
YouTube channel. Hi, LW. Yes, saving the fox, or save the foxes.
Okay. Yeah, I
Save
do
the
my
foxes.
recap. I'll be up to like 2:00 to recap the whole day in the YouTube world.
Yeah, she had a big platform, and she'd been doing it for a while, and she just couldn't take any more of the bullying. Just couldn't take any more.
Wow.
She was only 29.
Crazy.
Left a little girl and a husband behind. And that's sad. It's on YouTube, Save a Fox. All one word, Save a Fox.
Okay, Save a Fox.
Yes. Thank you, Sherry.
Yeah, I watched that tonight.
Okay, Let's Go Slots. Are you going to get on your laptop next time?
All right, good night, y'all. I'm gonna drop down.
All right, Charles. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end this as well. We're looking at 3 hours now. So, yeah, Let's Go Slots. Maybe next time, if you could get on your laptop, you can come up. I'm sure we'll have a lot to say again. So I'm going to go ahead and end it now. But just remember that I love all of you. You my family. We kinfolk. And ain't nothing you can do about it. Urban says, read my comment above. Faith, that's why I like you, Florida. Okay. Is that the one you're talking about, Urban? Maybe I'm missing something. I don't see any. Read my comment above. Not. I'm not sure what you're talking about, sweetheart. That's okay, Faith. I ain't complaining. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this now. But you guys have a wonderful evening. I love you all. Get you some rest. And until tomorrow, 5:00 Pacific Standard Time. Peace.
Hey Mickey. Oh Mickey, you're so fine. So fine, you blow my mind. Oh Mickey, you're so fine. So fine, you. Oh Mickey, you're so fine.
The like button, it don't cost you nothing.